Yeah guys, it's that time of year again, the Game Awards, and it's either an incredibly hyped time and a potential for something really amazing to happen, or it's a bust where Nintendo absolutely does not show whatsoever. And once again, with a brand new year, we have to ask the same question. Is Nintendo going to show something big with Mario, or maybe more information on Tears of the Kingdom? Are they going to show huge DLC for something like Splatoon 3? Well, we have a lot of things to talk about and potential for them to show things off, but the first thing I'm going to say is please don't get your hopes up. If we go back and look at some of the past years, they don't seem to be that memorable. Some of them, yes, but some of them, not at all. 2013, there was Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze that has already been announced prior, and they just showed off that Cranky Kong was in the game. Yeah, whoopoo. Okay, 2014, we had Breath of the Wild's first reveal ever, which was huge. It was the first time we've ever seen this open world Zelda game run, and we get to see Link running around and riding a horse as the developers actually were able to play it with Miyamoto and Aonuma, which was pretty cool. In 2015, we really had nothing. In 2016, we had Breath of the Wild gameplay once again with Nate Bildorf and Bill Trennan on the couch, just kind of playing through the game and kind of going through this jungle area and messing around with some ruins. Once again, just giving people some gameplay of what the game actually was going to look like and play. This was pretty cool. This is before we even got some of the bigger trailers later on in that January presentation for 2017. On 2017, when the game actually dropped, they were actually able to show the Breath of the Wild DLC. If I'm not mistaken, they actually announced this before the show even started, that way they could get people excited for it. But yeah, it was announced and it was released shortly after, which was super cool. On 2018, you had the Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which was a Switch exclusive, and then they obviously showed off the kind of blindsided Joker for Smash Ultimate as the first character of the first pack of DLC, which was crazy because this wasn't even kind of rumored or leaked or maybe even hinted at Nintendo that something was going to happen. It just popped up and shocked the entire nation. It was an absolutely epic reveal. Of course, when you have a year of Nintendo doing something cool, they also have a year that follows where nothing really happens. I mean, all we got in 2019 was, I think, Bravely Default 2 and maybe some Final Fantasy ports from like the GameCube or something like that, like Crystal Chronicles. But yeah, moving on to 2020 was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate again, and it was the Sephiroth reveal. Now, this one was actually brought up by Nintendo and kind of warned ahead of time, like a couple of weeks before the event. They said, make sure you tune in to see whatever the next Smash Bros. Character is going to be, which was pretty cool because it gave us hype. It allowed us to actually tune into this thing and probably gave Jeff Keighley some of the most views ever because of that. But then, of course, moving on to 2021, there was nothing again. So Nintendo seems to be completely random. We don't know what's going to happen. The only thing that we do know is they love to show off things with Smash Brothers DLC and obviously with Zelda, with Breath of the Wild. So those are probably the likelihood as to what we're going to get, and clearly we don't have Smash anymore. So I think we could start looking towards the direction of Zelda. But before we get to that, there might be a pattern kind of with the fact that Nintendo normally has a very quiet year with nothing and then following up the next year with something pretty interesting. So, you know, it's back and forth, and with last year being pretty much nothing, there could be a chance that maybe Nintendo has something up their sleeves for this year's show. So Nintendo really loves DLC. So what if we actually saw something else regarding DLC this year? I mean, we do know that Mario Rabbids has like 2 or 3 different packs planned and scheduled for next year, so maybe we get some trailers on that, which I don't really care about. But you know, who knows, maybe some people out there would really like to see that at this presentation. Mario Kart's already got its DLC revealed for this winter, so I don't think it's going to show anything else with that. It'd be pointless. And the fact that, yeah, the only other thing we have is Splatoon. Splatoon does have a big expansion coming. It's supposed to be some large-scale paid DLC, which is probably going to be something very unique for the franchise, and I'm really excited to see what this is. So this would be a really good time to show it. Splatoon 3 has now been out for about 2 months, so maybe give us a little hint or a little, you know, tease into the future of Splatoon 3 and show kind of what this DLC has in store for us next year. What's also pretty interesting is during that announcement, during that Nintendo Direct they had for Splatoon 3, they announced X Battle, League Battle, more weapons, and more stages were going to be coming to the game, and we kind of already got our announcement of X Battle, the more stages and weapons, and even an announcement of the brand new season being like the chill winter season or whatever. So the only other thing they need to talk about was maybe the squad battle stuff and also large-scale paid DLC. So maybe this is the time to kind of cover that a little bit, or give us a small, you know, little trailer showing us maybe sometime in the spring next year is when this could drop, or the summertime. But if there's any game that clearly deserves it, I think it's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. it's just been so long since we've gotten some hearty information. I mean, every time we get a trailer for this thing, it just seems like stuff that we're like, yep, that's what would be in a sequel. Like, where is the meat? Show us the meat of this thing. Show us story details, characters, world building. Like, what's new about this game? What makes this game so exciting? We know Link can paraglide from the sky. We know he can fight with the sword, and we know the world is Hyrule. Like, show us the new stuff. And I think this is where it could definitely happen. Once again, they have so much connection with Zelda. The Game Awards is just always been Zelda for the most part. So I think this is perfect, especially with like 3 different years of coverage for Breath of the Wild. Surely they're going to show us something with Tears of the Kingdom. Now, I think the only reason they may not do so is because, like I said, this next trailer that they show has to be something big for this game. It can't be another minute trailer showing some, you know, really dark skies and music and then calling it a day. And then maybe showing like, oh yeah, it's coming out next year in May. So show what this game is. This could be the perfect time. Maybe give us some gameplay even as well, because it is coming in spring next year. It's about time we start seeing some things, and the Game Awards is a pretty good place to have that gameplay be shown off. Just same way they did with Breath of the Wild in the past, let's see that with Tears of the Kingdom. Same thing goes for Metroid Prime 4. I think this would be the best possible year for this, because it's been almost 4 years this January since the restarted development of this game. So I would love to see something, anything at all from this game would be huge. Maybe just a character art, or just kind of like a scrapbook showing some of the concept art of what this game is going to look like, play like, and feel like. I mean, I am so excited to see, you know, what they have done with this game, because they have pulled so many talented people from all across the gaming universe to make this game happen. So I'm very excited to see what this is going to look like. I think they have Halo developers, Call of Duty developers, you know, just developers from so many major franchises. I can't wait to see what they're doing with this, and I would love to see this here. I think the Game Awards is always kind of naturally built for more of a, you know, older, more mature audience, and definitely that's where Metroid stands. So I really would love to see just something from Metroid. It'd be really cool just to see maybe even a small little snippet cutscene of like 10 seconds of Samus running around and shooting some things and looking at the screen and just kind of showing the new logo for Metroid Prime 4. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know if it's going to be here at all. Odds are probably not, but I think this is another really good choice for the Game Awards. I mean, would this be a Nintendo video without me bringing up Mario at all? Of course not. So I had to bring up Mario in some capacity. I think, actually, believe it or not, there is one way that we see Mario in this from the Mario movie. This is probably the most likely, actually, because we know that the Game Awards loves to show different type of movie trailers as well. It's just a big advertisement show. They've shown things for Uncharted and the Sonic movies, so they are probably most definitely going to show something from Mario, you know, to get people excited, because it is a video game movie and probably the biggest video game movie in years coming next year. There's actually been private videos on Nintendo's YouTube showing a new trailer is coming for this movie, so this might be where it's actually shown off. So I can see that being like a huge thing. The odds of them showing off a new game that ties into this movie at all? Absolutely not. I mean, I feel like Nintendo has definitely been working really hard on whatever this next big Mario game is, and surely they're going to show it off probably during their own Nintendo Direct or E3 presentation next year. So definitely do not expect a Mario game here. That's something that Nintendo wants the world to see and focus on their show, and they know the Game Awards right now isn't doing so great, so maybe they don't want to have that revealed here. I can't believe I even get to say this now, but Pikmin 4. I mean, they could literally show off Pikmin 4 in some capacity. This is one of those type of games where they could easily just show some gameplay instead of a trailer, and people would be fine with, because the gameplay is normally very interesting, you know? They could have Olimar or one of the captains kind of walking around this brand new area and fighting some type of new creature, and just like a 5-minute segment of them trying to defeat this creature and take them back to the ship or something. Easily. Like, people would love that. That would be so easy to show. Literally, you know, the audience would be interested, at least show us something to get us excited about this game, since it's revealed like so long ago, it feels like. So yeah, let's definitely see something Pikmin related. Show that new camera system that Miyamoto was talking about, and you're good to go. And I feel like anything else we would get would just be filler. There's not much else for them to cover right now with any other franchises, because I know they're not going to announce any type of brand new huge first party game or anything like that. So yeah, it would just be some smaller titles from third party, second party stuff, nothing else. And I think that's it. One thing Nintendo did last year was was announced ahead of time though that a Smash fighter would be revealed, and I think they also did the same thing with the Zelda DLC back in 2017. So if something major is going to happen, I would kind of expect Nintendo to warn us ahead of time, and through a tweet and say like, you may want to watch these Game Awards or something to give us a hint that you want your Nintendo fans to watch this thing. So keep an eye out for that, because if we don't get anything, there's a very good chance that Nintendo does not care about this thing, and once again, they're not going to really show anything off. Nintendo is definitely an unpredictable company. One year they can have some amazing things, and the next, absolutely nothing, and we wasted 3 hours watching the show. Well, I think this year I'm just going to have it kind of on in the background as I'm playing something or doing something, because I definitely can't sit and watch a 3-hour show just to be let down once again. So if Nintendo does something, I'll definitely be sure to make a video about it and cover it, and if they even announce something, we'll talk about that as well. But let me know in the comments down below if you think Nintendo is going to show up at this year's Game Awards or not, and if so, what do you hope to see and what do you think that they're going to show off? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you liked today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo all the time, and like always, I'll see you all in the next one. See you guys.